Our topic for today is how strong are acids or bases. The solutions of acids or bases, how strong they are. So we know that what are acids and what are bases. But now the question is how strong is this acid or how strong is this bases. All solutions, when we take aqueous solutions means when we dissolve them in water. All aqueous solutions, whether these are acidic, basic, or these are neutral in nature, all the aqueous solutions, whether acidic, basic, or neutral, remember they all contain H plus ions as well as OH minus ions. We have done acids are those substances which gives H plus ions, and bases are the ones which will give the OH minus ions. But all the solutions, they contain both these ions, H plus as well as OH minus ions. And the concentration of these ions, H plus and OH minus ions, this will determine the strength of acids and bases. This determines the strength of an acid or base. How these ions concentration is actually telling us about the strength of acids or bases. Acids are those substances which will have more H plus ions as compared to OH minus ions. And bases are those substances which will have more OH minus ions as compared to H plus ions. So therefore, strength of acid and bases depends on strength of acids and bases. It depends on how much an acid or base ionizes in the solution. That means if acid ionizes more of H plus ions will be there. If less of acid is ionizing, less of H plus ions will be there. More are the H plus ions, more is the acidic strength of that acid. And similarly, when the base is ionizing, if it ionizes completely, more OH minus ions will be there and strength of that base will be more. And if the base is not ionizing completely, less of OH minus ions will be given out by this base. That means strength of this base will be less. And to understand the whole thing about the strength of acids and bases, Sorensen introduced a term for this thing, and that term is the pH. What is pH? The definition of pH is it measures the strength of acids and bases. It measures the strength of acids and bases. When we're writing pH, remember the P here is small and H is capital beta. It is a numerical scale. It is just a scale where there are numbers, and from these numbers we understand whether this is strong acid, weak acid, strong base or a weak base, and how much strong or how much weak is this acid or base. These numeric scales are used to specify the strength of acids and bases. And in this, the P stands for a German word potens. This P is taken from a German word which is potens, and meaning of this is power. And the H here stands for hydrogen ion concentration. H is for hydrogen ion concentration. Therefore, we can say that pH measures the potential of hydrogen ion concentration. More is the hydrogen ion concentration, more is the strength of that acid. Now, to understand this pH, the calculation of pH, that is not in a syllabus, but I'm giving you a little idea about what is actually this pH. pH calculation. It is the negative logarithm of hydrogen ion concentration, or it is a negative logarithm, we can say, of hydronium ion concentration. It's negative log. Whenever we writing a symbol of any species in a square bracket, this square bracket represents its concentration. So see, pH is negative logarithm of hydrogen ion concentration, or you can take the hydronium ion concentration. This formula is used to calculate this numeric value. When we are using this formula, the pH values, they come out from 0 to 14. We just get the pH values from 0 to 14 only. This is how pH is calculated. Now, some points about the pH. When the temperature is 298 Kelvin, the pH value ranges from 0 to 14, like I told you above, and 7 is the middle value for neutral solutions. 7 is the value for which solutions? That is neutral solutions. And the pH values are from 0 to 14. Next point is the value below 7. If the value of pH is below 7, that solution is acidic in nature. And lesser pH value means the solution is more acidic. So below 7, the values or the pH shows that this is an acid, and lesser is the pH value, that is more towards the 0 side, more is the strength of that acid. And values above 7. If you get the value above 7, 7 towards 14, that solution is basic in nature. And greater is pH, more basic is that solution. Now, what is this 0 to 7, 7 to 14 values? This is on a scale. The scale is called pH scale. The scale that I'm drawing to understand this part, that is called a pH scale. Here values start from 0. In the center we have pH value 7. And the last value here is the 14. See, these pH values are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this side we have values till 14. And the middle value, like I told you, this middle value 7, that shows that solution is neutral. If pH comes out to be 7, that solution is neutral. And if we move towards this side, acidic strength increases. Acidic nature or acidic strength increases. Similarly, this side, basic strength increases. Or we can say, if the solutions have pH less than 7 toward this side, all the solutions, these are acidic in nature. And if pH is greater than 7, then these solutions are basic in nature. This is called pH scale. This is pH scale. Now, I'm giving you the values of the pH of some common substances that we have to learn. Saliva. Before meal. And then saliva after meal. After meal means when we have taken meal, there will be some acid in that, so the pH will fall. pH values of these substances: lemon juice, then coffee, tap water, NaOH with 1 molar concentration. 1 molar concentration means this NaOH is your 1 liter solution. In that, 1 mole of NaOH is there. Similarly, if we take HCl with 1 molar concentration, 1 mole HCl present in 1 liter of solution. And the pH values of these are: saliva before meal is 7.3, after meal is 5.8. Lemon juice is acidic, so pH will be less of this one. Then after the lemon juice, it is coffee. Coffee is also acidic. Its pH is 5. Tap water has some salts in it. Its pH is 6.9 to 7.1. And this is strongest of all bases with a pH 14. Strongest of all acids, the pH is 1 of this. And remember, these pH values are approximate values. And now, indicators like we have done litmus solution, phenolphthalein and all that, they give us an idea whether the solution is acidic or basic in nature. But using these indicators, litmus or phenolphthalein or methyl orange, we just come to know solution is acidic or basic. But we cannot tell using these indicators, is this a strong acid or weak acid, strong base or weak base, or how much strong or how much weak is this acid or base. That is relative strength of acids and bases. We cannot tell using these indicators. For this, there is a special kind of indicator that is called universal indicator. There's a universal indicator. Using this indicator, actually we find out the pH of acid or a base solution. And from the pH, we can tell this is strong or this is a weak acid or base. Now, question is, what is universal indicator? We can also call this a pH indicator. This comprises of solutions of many compounds, and these are dyes. Dyes means with a thick color, the dark color is there of the dyes, and these are showing different colors for different pH, ranging from 0 to 14. Now, to understand these colors, I am drawing this pH universal indicator. There are values from 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm taking pH 1, I'm taking here. pH 3, pH 5. Some of these I'm taking. 8. Then we have the numbers that I have written. These numbers are actually the pH numbers. Then 8, 9, 10, 12 and 4. The middle one is your this neutral solution. Neutral solution's pH is 7 and the color that they show here is a yellow. So any neutral solution when we will have and we put this universal indicator, this comes in a form of a strip. That strip we put in the solution and the color that comes on that strip is a yellow color. This yellow color indicates that this is a neutral solution. And if we have a dark red color if we'll have, then that solution has pH 1 and that is a strong indicator. When we go this side, from red the color changes towards a yellow. So lighter shade of red we will have, then it will change towards the orange color like this. And this side the colors of these indicators change towards a dark blue color. And this side the colors are green. So we will have the darker shades this side and this side we have the lighter shades. Lighter shade this side. As we go this side we will have the darker shades of the red color. The chart, this chart that is there, this shows the colors appearing on the pH paper when they come in contact with the solutions having different pH values. Okay, wait, now to understand the universal indicator, this pH scale and the colors that I have written here, some of the solutions that I have at home, I'm using these solutions, I'm showing to you that how this universal indicator works. See here, this is vinegar I've taken, this is the baking soda, sodium bicarbonate, and this is a soap solution. This is the pH strip, universal indicators. You can see the colors here and on the other side also. This side is for the acidic solution. This side is for the basic solution. You can see the colors from the green towards the dark blue shade, and this side is from the red towards the orange shade. And this yellow is for the neutral solution. Now I'm taking these pH strips, and what we have to do is we have to take 1 drop of these solutions on the pH strip. This is the pH strip that I've taken. I'm just dipping into this vinegar. See, vinegar is acidic in nature. So see the color that comes on this. This is a lighter shade of the red color or orange color, you can say. So this is one color. Then this is a baking soda, which is the basic solution. So color should be from green towards the blue side. Since this sodium bicarbonate baking soda is weak, so color should be green here. There should be a lighter shade of green color. And then we have a soap solution. Soap is basic in nature, but I have taken a very dilute solution. So blue color we will not see, lighter shade we'll see here. But it is stronger as compared to baking soda, so you can see this color. I don't know whether you will be able to see or not, but there the water, there is a blue color. See, you can see the blue color is coming on this. I hope now this is clear that how we'll come to know that this is strong acid or this is a weak acid. See, this is the light red color we are getting. So we can say that vinegar, this one is weak acid. This is green color, sodium bicarbonate is a little darker shade. So we can say the soap solution is actually strong base as compared to the baking soda. I'm bringing a little close so that you can see the colors. Maybe the colors will be more clear to you. You can see, I don't know whether there's a blue color coming here in this. So I hope now this part is clear to you. Using these, we can find out whether the solutions are acidic or basic in nature. So if we'll get the pH as 7, if we use water, we'll get the pH as 7, the color will be yellow. This is the universal indicator. The strips are there, we can use these strips, and this is the chart that we have. Using this chart, we can see the color coming on the strip. We can match these colors with the standard chart like this one. We can match with this, and the one with which this color matches the most, you can see the numbers written on this, and we say this is the pH of this solution. Like this is matching with this shade. So the color here is matching the most with this one. 5 numbers written here. So we say that pH of the solution is 5. Similarly, if I take this one, green color, it is matching the most with this part, with a 9 or with a 10. You can write the pH as 9.5, 9 or 10. That is why I said that this is actually approximate method. Approximate value will come to know, but will come to know it is strong acid or it is a weak acid. So this is about the pH topic and what is a universal indicator.